Hey everybody, hello. I'm back, guys. Hey, I just wanted to hop on here, guys. I came home today. It's Friday. It's a beautiful day. Friday the 11th. Sunday is a very special day. We do get our our new moon and everything, but it got me in the frame of thinking of how a lot of people come into their spiritual journey and they just come in and they expect like this instant gratification thing without really putting in the work or knowing that you have to have patience with a lot of things. So tonight I want to touch base on spiritual baths and what they mean, how they work, and different things like that. Spiritual baths is not a cleansing bath. Well, let me rephrase that. A spiritual bath, you should not get in and wash up. I'm going to say that. That is not for that. Spiritual baths are designed to help you get rid of some things, whether it be stress, whether you feel some lower energies on you, whether you had a hard day, or if you just want to relax and maybe do some altar work after. That's a great time to have and do your spiritual baths. But with that being said, it's always the saying of practice makes perfect. You have to practice this. If you're not used to doing a spiritual bath or meditating or whatever it is that's necessary in order for you to advance or evolve into being able to connect to the spirit world, keep practicing. Don't give up. I remember when I first took my first spiritual bath and I felt really, really good afterwards. But I didn't go into it with the frame of thinking of, oh, I'm going to take this spiritual bath and as soon as I'm done, I'm going to be like this renewed person. I felt great. I felt relaxed. I loved the feeling. I'm glad I did it. But it really took hold to me after I did, I will say, my fourth spiritual bath. And then in between those things, guys, you can also do spiritual showers. That's something you can do as well to kind of like what I'm going to call like an upkeep. Spiritual showers is something you can do as well. But a lot of people come into, wanting to have a higher spirituality or come into something straight out of curiosity. I'm going to say that if you're doing this just because of curiosity, it might not be for you. Even though I feel like a spiritual bath is good for anyone because it does really help to relax you. But if you're coming into it with the mindset of you're going to like instantly manifest some things or conjure some things, I don't think this is for you because that's not what it's meant to be. You have to learn to ground yourself and be willing to sit back and educate yourself and do the research and all of those things like that. That's a great way for you to really up and just get used to being that person that's evolving, because it's too many people out here that's giving you wrong advice, that doesn't have your best interest in heart and all of those things. So I just want to make sure that people are careful when it comes to that. Try things. You can even come up with your own, what I'm going to call routine or regimen that works with you. You guys have to remember that whatever it is that you are getting into it, you are manifesting it and you're putting your intentions into it. So you don't really have to follow somebody's rules like with a lot of things. Now, some things you do. Now, let me correct that now. Excuse me, guys. Some things you do need to do that. But once you start practicing and reading and doing your research, you will find out that there are some other things that you can do that will really help you advance and the things that will come to your mind is going to be like really, really awesome. Like, for example, you can find yourself a beautiful, I would prefer glass or plastic bowl, and you can keep that a nice size on your dresser. And if you don't have time to do your spiritual bath or take a spiritual shower before you're about to do some altar work, spells, or whatever it is that you are getting ready to do, you can keep that clean bowl and only use it for that purpose in your sacred space. I'm going to say that because everyone doesn't work in their room, their bedroom. Basically that's my space where I work, do most of my stuff is in my bedroom. But you can keep a crystal clear bowl with some nice room temperature water or whatever, and have certain herbs and certain oils and certain maybe Florida water, and you can wash your hands with that and apply it to your third eye area and all sorts of things, on the back of your neck for protection. It's so many different things that you can get into, when you don't have time to do those spiritual baths. There's a lot of different things you can do. So people, I'm asking that you all do your research, because certain things will like set with you. Grounding yourself in between those spiritual baths is very, very important as well. The best way to ground yourself, if you're not used to doing the meditation thing or something like that, the best way that you can do is, of course, always practice meditation. Again, back to the beginning of the video, practice makes perfect. Well, not perfect, but practice makes better. And you'll start to really connect with the energies and spirits and things that's around you, if that's what you're trying to connect with. But you have to practice it, and you also have to have a lot of patience when it comes to that. There's too many people that just don't have patience. Oh, practice that first. Practice your patience first, because that's very, 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 very vital when it comes to connecting back with the universe. You guys have to remember, a lot of us have been asleep for so long, and this is like almost kind of new to you. Now, a lot of people do have a gift, and so it's not quite new to them. So they pick up quicker than others, and they learn quicker than others. It's like, okay, they just took a nap and woke up like, okay, yeah, I know what to do. A lot of people are very gifted like that, but grounding yourself in between those spiritual baths is awesome. I know when I'm taking my spiritual baths and my spiritual showers, that during that whole time I'm meditating, or I'm visualizing what it is that I'm trying to do, or what it is, how I want to feel, whatever it is on that particular day. That's very, very important. Again, though, you do have to be grounded. Right now, guys, I'm sitting in my meditation area, which I made this beautiful corner for myself, and I'll share that with you guys a little bit later on, in another video. But, you have to create the harmony, and you have to create the peace in your house. Find you an area that works for you, that's conducive for you. And some people, they can't have an area because they live with others and things like that, which is going to bring me to this point. Okay, if you get your family involved with what it is that you do, and they are on one accord, or if they get to the point where they don't want to really be involved with what you do, but they have respect for what you do, you can find yourself or make yourself a beautiful corner for meditating or setting up a small altar. Now, it doesn't have to be an altar where you have any deities or any type of deities or anything on it like that. It can just be a peace altar. That's what we can call it. Your peace altar, where it's a lot of things that represents you and how you feel, and just give you that real, sanctuary feeling, your space. Let's call it your space. A lot of people forget that they can make altars just dedicated to themselves. You can have altars really just dedicated to yourself. Now, when it comes to the grounding, it's so many different things that you can do. I'm in Michigan, so I'm like really, I love the summertime and late spring because I'm able to really go outside and just take advantage of the outside elements. But if you can't do that, another way to help you ground in between those spiritual showers or baths, and to help you become more into learning how to meditate, if that's what it is that you're trying to do, what you can do is find yourself a pretty, I'm going to say pretty because I like stuff to just be pretty, in your space, your sacred space where you're going to set up your space. Find yourself a rectangle type box compartment or whatever. Now, this is what I do. I'm not saying you have to do this, but when you connect yourself with some of the natural elements that we have, it helps. I'm going to tell you guys, it really, really, really helps. So you can find yourself like a decent size rectangle case, a box. I would prefer plastic. And you can put some dirt. I'm going to say dirt in there. I would recommend that you buy this dirt from a store, some topsoil or planting soil. That way you'll know it's no worms or anything in it, unless you just don't mind having that type of stuff in your house. I don't know. To each his own. I don't know. And you can put your crystals down in there. You can put certain herbs down in there. Again, you're getting this rectangle box, and you can keep that with you. Guys, I'm sorry. I'm just kind of really getting over a sickness. You could keep that in your sacred space, in your area filled with the things that you want. Again, this is dirt. And every now and then, guys, I kid you not, you stand in it. If you stand in it and you just let go and relax, you stand barefoot, okay? Barefoot. This is the way that you can connect yourself, with the universe, because that's one of the main elements. There's many. There's actually more than 4, so don't get caught up on the 4. But that's one of the main ones. It's earth, guys. It's earth. And that really helps you to become grounded. You can put your hands in it and you can mix it around, mixing your hands around in it, and visualization and just mixing your hands around in the dirt and just, visualizing and meditating. Trust me, guys, it does really help. It does really help. And then you can cover it with something, you can find yourself a pretty type of tapestry to make sure you keep it covered. So when you're not using it, on this journey, you will learn how to make different things work for you. That's so very important. That's one of the beauties of it. You make stuff really work for you, and it would be even the bestest if you can get if you have a mate or husband, boyfriend, girlfriend, if they can be on one accord with you and or respect what it is that you do, what you believe, and how you work. Even better, get them into things. And then once you'll pretty much know that they're on board when they start asking you questions about what it is that you do, or asking you questions and asking for your advice on, okay, I want to get some candles. What type of candles should I get? That way you will know. You'll start to realize that your whole household, your whole environment, and all the people that are around you are becoming one. And when you have more than one energy in the household working towards the same goal, which is evolving into a better person, stuff really starts to happen for you. That connection is fierce, guys. It's really, really fierce. So in between your spiritual baths, guys, rule number 1, spiritual baths are not for washing up. You should have been unshowered down. When I take my spiritual baths, I've showered, I've washed my hair, and I've actually kind of already used sea salt during my shower. I'll shower and scrub down with the choice soap or whatever that I want to use, body wash. Clean up really, really good. I clean up really, really good. And then you get out of the shower and you make sure, a lot of people tend to forget, that your bathroom needs to be clean. You have to have a clean bathroom, and you have to set and clear the area when you are getting ready to take your spiritual bath. Clean the shower, the tub, the walls, smudge the bathroom, burn your candles in there, burn your sage, burn your incense, set the surroundings. Some people like to put crystals and different rocks down in their tub. To each his own. You can take your noni in there and all sorts of things. You can spray the area with your bathroom with your Florida water and things like that, but it has to be clean. And when you're taking your spiritual baths, you have to, the clothes that you're going to put on afterwards, make sure they are clean, they are white. And I usually would wrap my hair in a white scarf, because white pretty much symbolizes purity, peace, love, and you guys know what the color white represents. So pretty much do that. When you get out of your spiritual bath, do not dry off. I usually drip dry, and I stay in the bathroom for a while the sage and the incense and the candles are still burning. And, I let myself dry off, air dry. That's what they call it, air dry. You can probably pat yourself with your hands, but do not take your towel. You should also have a white towel, a white robe. Do not take your towel and just start rubbing yourself. You want to let those energies and everything continue to absorb into you. And with your spiritual showers as well. Now, my spiritual showers, for a quick upkeep, and I actually did one last night. Took one. I took my pink Himalayan sea salt into the bathroom with me. I cleaned myself up. I washed up really good first. And then after that, I washed myself down with the pink Himalayan sea salt. And I felt so wonderful after that. So guys, it's more to it than that. When I'm in my spiritual bath, yes, I do meditate. Yes, I do turn the lights off. I'm in there with just the candlelight. It helps me to get into the mode that I'm trying to get into. But if you don't want to have the lights off, you really don't have to. But that's something I choose to do. And I do have a different variety of different colored candles that I use. Of course, I'm always going to have a white in there. But depending on what it is, I do have other colored candles in the bathroom with me. And I burn them, and it just helps bring in the peace, because great spirits and positive energies and great energies, they love sweet smells. They do love sweet smells. So make sure your house is clean as well. Keeping your house clean. I'm not saying it's got to be perfect, but free of odors and different things like that will help boost up the things that you are really trying to do. These things are really coming back to me like quick. But I do know why, because I have chosen to reroute my reroute. I have chosen to reroute my reroute. So I am back on the correct journey that I started off on in this realm on. And I'm here to stay and continue to evolve. And I will continue to share with you guys. Everyone's going to have good days. Everyone's going to have not so good days. I'm not going to call them bad days. What I would call not so good days are those days where things just is not going according to plan. But when you're having those days, it's either a meaning or a message to it, right? That's how I start looking at a lot of things. It's either a meaning or a message. You just have to pay attention. So that's just a little bit I want to share with you guys on spiritual baths of what you can do and helping you ground and meditate and really get onto the path that you are seeking. All right, guys, continue to have a beautiful evening, guys. Prepare yourself for this Sunday. The moon is going to be really great, really powerful for you guys to manifest and bring in some great things into your life. Bye, guys.